express our gratitude. We extended the invitation to you to be here. You said yes, and so Ray and I certainly we have followed your son's career in this story, and this tragic story, the tragic ending to it. But first, how are you doing, and how are Jackie and Jackie doing? How's the family doing?
Well, everyone is taking their time and moaning in their own way, but it's one day at a time, one day at a time. I think everyone is pulling together. Everyone is blessed to have Sean in the family for 24 years, and he's accomplished his dream. So we say congratulations to him. Yeah.
Obviously, Redskin Nation here have certainly, the outpouring of emotion from this side, from this town, and Burgundy and Gold fans. Can you put into words how it has helped the Taylor clan?
Well, it's been so, we're so grateful. This community has pulled together as well as this world. And when we met with the cards and the things that we have received has been a blessing. I've read each and every one of them. I've also sent out thank you cards.
Have you?
Yes, I have. It's personal.
Sure.
It's a personal thing now. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of the Redskin communities for having Sean here, the D.C. area, the Maryland area, as well as the Virginia area.
So how has it been watching football? Obviously, you follow in the skin, so you do like this run, right?
Oh, I love it. I love it. We're just elated just to see the Redskins pull through and pull together and pull that character together and say, hey, we can do it.
Yeah.
What do you, we know that you talk with the team at some point. We have trouble wrapping our brain around it. As the chief of police of Florida City, did the job at all, prepare for is not the right term, but has it helped you get through this? Because you've dealt with death and destruction.
Well, you see things in life that occur, but when it's on your turf or your own home, it's very difficult. I can tell you that it's been a very tough ride. But I'm grateful because when you share love with your kids and you give all you can give and you know you did the best as a father and you watch them blossom to great, then you're proud. You're just happy that God gave you the ability and gave you the strength to raise a kid of that magnitude.
So is this your first time back in town for a game or for any event?
No, it's not. I've been here maybe 3 times so far.
Right.
I was here at the quarterback club. The Redskins invited me here, and I'm back here today.
Right. We can't thank you enough for being here. Sean, obviously, when we talked about him, just the change he had made in the 18 months since Jackie was born, and the player on the field, I could see right in your eye, just that sparkle. You knew him better than anybody else.
Yes.
Give us a sense of who he was.
Sean was a very humble kid, very quiet kid, and he just enjoyed life. One of the things he liked was the outdoors. He liked being outside. He went fishing, and he'll get missing for 2 or 3 days out there. And he'll come back with a bucket full of fish, and he's like, hey, where you been? Fishing for 3 days. Right. But he was out there fishing, and he'll come back, he'll clean the fish, and he'll have his great-grandmother cook the fish.
Right.
So he loved the water. But one thing he did do, he took the game serious, and he worked hard.
Yeah.
Nothing was given to Sean. Sean earned everything he got.
When did you realize he was going to be a football player? That's the one. The guy was an unbelievable football player. Did you pick that up on as a youngster? Did he have it then?
Well, Sean came to the house, and he used to just run around the house outside, knock down everything, make his stepmother mad. But the thing about it, he just loved the game. He 24/7.
Right.
Picked the ball up every time he had a chance. One thing I used to ask him, I said, why you always like to run the ball? He said, because I think nobody can tackle me. So, and that's all he did was just wanted people to tackle him. I said, no, you got to learn to tackle somebody else. So that's where we were.
He really mastered that and became a tremendous football player for this football team.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Even at the top of the show, there was a shot of a fan out there at Crest Field with the 21. There's so many constant reminders. I'm sure down where you live, certainly here. So you can't get away from it. When you see it, is it a shock to the system to see 21 again all over the place?
It's emotional. It's emotional. You think about him donning on that jersey, running out on the field, putting that colored mask on, and putting his game face on, ready to play. And I just see the guys right now, they're putting on that mask and they're doing in the field and they're doing what they have to do in remembrance of just playing for the Redskins, the city of Washington, and I just love what they're doing.
Have you learned anything new about your son from just the people that have reached out to you?
Well, yes, I did. I learned that you can't, the things that you instill in a child at a very early age, you hope that they carry that out. And when you come back and you hear other folks talk about that or say he did the things that was instilled in him, it makes you feel proud. You know, just reaching back to the young kids, playing with the young kids, letting the young kids know they're important. It's not about him, but it's about them coming up and being the person they want to be.
Right.
And that was Sean.
I agree, Pete. I can say as a friend and a teammate of Sean, what you instilled in him, it prevailed, man. I want you to let you know, as personally, today, that he impacted a lot of lives. We love him being on the football team. We love the type of young man you raised, so we appreciate the time you allowed us to be around him and in his life.
Well, thank you very much. I think Sean loved you guys. I think when he first came to the Redskins, he met with LeVar Arrington. He also met you.
Yes.
And just that away father figure, that person that's had leadership that can give something back to him, I think he appreciated it, and he took it and he wanted to run with it. So I thank you.
You know, Dan Snyder, the owner of the Washington Redskins, in these parts is a guy who's not very media friendly, hasn't been since he took over ownership of this team. But the one thing that people have said is as soon as this took place, the role that he stepped up and took in handling what is a situation that no other NFL owner certainly has ever had to deal with, dating back, 3 decades. Your dealings with him, what do you come away with when you think about Dan Snyder?
Dan Snyder is a very, very professional young man. He's a very good owner. When I first met Dan Snyder, he welcomed me into his office. The first day Sean came to the Redskins and got drafted, he came in on that following morning. We walked into Dan Snyder's office, and he just treated us like we were there. Right. And from that day forth, I've always had that respect for him because that's what he's done. He's treated me like a part of his family, and I'm just so grateful.
The other, obviously, side of this whole thing is there was a crime that took place. You are a chief of police.
Yes.
Can you give us an update on what the latest is on the investigation, and what ultimately do you want to happen to the 4 young men who, took part in taking your son's life?
Well, my family, it's a tragedy to my family, but I'm quite sure with those other 4 young men and the other guy that's out there, there's a tragedy to their families too. As you know, we all grieve. I mean, whether it's a good situation or a bad situation, we're all grieving because that's your child. Whether it's a victim of a child or a subject, that's your child. And my thing is to have justice prevail, whatever it might be. I understand that things happen. It might have been a mistake, but at the same token, you have to be accountable for your actions. So therefore, those are things that might take place. But you never want to see anyone have to go through what I'm going through or what that family's going through. Yeah,
no parent wants to outlive their child, and certainly you don't want to have a father
correct.
taken away from a child that quickly. I want to take a break here. We're here with Pete Taylor, the father of Sean Taylor, along with Ray Brown. We'll be watching Redskins kickoff. Much more to come here. Later on, the voice of the fan, Maryland's Attorney General, fresh off a successful trip to the Iowa caucus, hopes to bring the same result to today's game.